have been bulking for 8 months. What up, family? The cut is officially underway, and I am excited. And how did I do for the bulk? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you what a good bulk is, man. I have been bulking for 8 months. I started the bulk at 175. I'm 210. So that's about 4 pounds plus a little bit, some fractions per month, pretty much. I'm horrible at math, so let's say 2 pounds a month. Either way, 35 pounds over the course of 8 months is awesome. I feel great. Look at that trap. Look at that trap flex right there. Boom. Anyway, the bulk was awesome. And I learned some really significant lessons from last bulk. Mainly, main gain bulking is not going to fucking work if you're trying to put on real muscle mass. 1. Carnivore bulking is not going to fucking work if you're trying to put on some real muscle mass. 2. And the mini surpluses people be doing, them 200, that shit is a whack ass surplus, man. Bump that shit up. 500 at the least, and 400. 400 to 500 is where I like to be as far as a surplus is concerned. But man, I worked out, I want to say this is probably the hardest I've actually trained ever during a bulking cycle, just in general, really. I trained so hard that I actually needed a deload before the cutting started. I actually had some stimulus fatigue built up, especially right here. You know, I use straps for all of my back work, and one of the things you come to understand is that if you use straps, then you can do a whole lot more than your grip would allow. And while that's great for your back, it does at the end of the day, like after a long period of really training hard, especially if you pounded in like a lot of rows. I do a lot of seated rows. And so that really kind of just made my shit sore as fuck right there. And my hips are sore. Everything is just, everything needs a break. So I've been taking about a week worth of a break, just doing light cardio and some yoga, giving my body the rest and recuperation it actually needs. Some Epsom salt baths, you know what I mean? You know, muscle rubs, massage, whatever I can get, I get it, because the cut is going to be harder than the bulk. What do I mean by that? I don't mean by being in a deficit. That's going to be hard. I'm actually one of those people that has trouble remembering to eat a lot or doesn't like to eat a lot. So cutting has never been an issue for me. I roll right into it. The hard part is going to be training just as hard as I was during my bulk. That's right, because when you're cutting, some people, they like to think that maybe I should bring the volume down, the frequency down, bring it on. No, fuck that. You do the same exact thing you did when you started building the muscle. That way you retain the muscle. Don't change anything. If you're going to change something, just change the way the program is structured. You know, maybe I'm doing this exercise over that. But as far as intensity goes, as far as volume and frequency goes, nothing is changing at all, except for a few days so that I can put some cardio in there. Also, ain't nobody tell me about the Stairmaster. I've been seeing memes about the Stairmaster for a long time. Never listened to them. I've always been an elliptical guy myself. I've always been like, let's do the elliptical. Yo, I got on that Stairmaster, bro, for 30 minutes. And not only did I burn, I want to say maybe 25% more calories than I would had I been on the elliptical, you know, in comparison to how hard I was actually pushing. But yo, that shit was intense, man. That shit was intense. I was dying at the end of that session. I was dying, and I bumped it all the way up. I didn't do like, you know, level 6 or something like that. I went all the way past level 10, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. But either way, the Stairmaster is going to be my new cardio friend. I am in love with it. So I'm going to structure things to put that in. But as far as, you know, cutting is concerned, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same. I'm focusing on the same major lifts. I'm going to be on weak point scheduling. You know, my back, I love doing back workouts, but if you've seen my back, then you know I don't necessarily have an issue making it look wide. I have a I've genetically gifted back. Let's just be real here. But like my shoulders, as you can tell, these niggas ain't big. These is little. You know what I'm saying? Even my legs, I'm built like a fucking grasshopper. So I have to work out I have to be very intent with the weak points. You know, when I was on stage, even though I got second place, I could have probably gotten first had some of those areas been a lot better. So I'm going to be just sticking with the same program, hammering improvement on your weak spots first, always. Right now, I am at about 2,900 calories, about 3,100 to 2,900 calories. And that's, I lose from there. And so I'll probably end up taking it all the way down to like 2,000 calories, maybe. To be honest, like I said, I'm really active. I'm a trade worker, so I'm always moving ladders and shit like that, carrying 5-gallon buckets and whatnot. So for me, I don't need to drop my calories too low. Here's a secret. If you don't want to drop your calories super low when you're cutting, increase your rate of exercise, increase your activity. You know what I'm saying? Walk more, do more, stand up more, sit less. If you do a lot of those, then you'll find you can kind of stay at a higher range for calories, and that helps you stay satisfied and keeps you fresh. My last cut, I did it carnivore. Okay? And I did the bulk carnivore. And those were both mistakes. I like the cut for carnivore, but for the bulk, hell no. Gotta have them carbs. I'm excited as far as what I'm going to be programming for food this time around, because I want to mix it up and make it a lot more enjoyable, since I will be cutting with carbs versus, you know, when you're cutting carnivore, you're just eating fucking steaks and fucking eggs and shit. You know, it's satiating, but it is boring. And if you're like me and you find it hard to eat more, right? I get bored eating. I get extremely bored eating. So carnivore, it kind of sucked from that aspect. But, on a side note with the carnivore thing, if you are considering carnivore, if you're not like training to bodybuild, like I'm doing natural bodybuilding, so I want to put on as much muscle as I can, right? If you're not training to bodybuild, or you're not training with the express purposes of putting on as much muscle as you possibly can, right? Then there's nothing wrong with it. For real, there really is nothing wrong with it. I still gained good muscle mass when I was on carnivore. I felt real strong. I didn't feel that much weaker. To be honest, I would say maybe like 5% weaker, 5% weaker than normal. And that 5% matters to me, but it might not matter to you. And you can do that and have the health benefits of it, because my sleep improved drastically. I wake up on time. I'm tired. When I started carnivore, eventually I was falling asleep when I wanted to. Like when my body was ready for real. There was a whole lot of other benefits that came with it, but this is not a carnivore channel. I just wanted to, let y'all know, because I know a lot of people have considered carnivore. And again, if you're not competing, if you're not trying to put on the most muscle humanly possible as fast as you can, naturally, then carnivore is kind of a good way to go. You know, you can stay lean and still put on muscle, still have great energy. Sex life is going to be good because your testosterone is going to be good because you have all that red meat and cholesterol, and you need that, boy. So maybe do carnivore if that's what you're looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you might want. But other than that, if you're just trying to pack on muscle, man, you got to have them carbs. And don't main gain. Bump those calories up. Bump them up. Don't be scared. Don't be a bitch. Much love, y'all. Peace.